Our society couldn't morally watch true pickers watch these clowns for comps. That's all. Don't follow. Okay. Hello everybody, welcome back to the cabin. Welcome back to Commonwealth cabin. Welcome back to Commonwealth Flipper. Hey, we've got a great topic today, which you already know because you saw the thumbnail and the title, but we've got some great sales as well. Matter of fact, a couple of fairly high dollar item sales, at least for me, and a couple of items I've never sold before, and I've been doing this over 2 decades, so there's not too many items that I can say that about, and I'm pretty excited about it. Let's take a look. Pepper went in before the first sale. And if you're new to the channel, by the way, we usually go about 4 sales and then get to the topic of the video, and then we show the rest of the sales. Here's a Zenith remote. You have not seen the video where I picked this up. I'm not sure I'm going to air it. It was a private pick. It was an interesting pick for sure. But I remember this remote. My neighbor had one. She has since passed. And we kept in touch with her all the way till the end of her life. She was a super special lady. But I remember her having this exact same remote. And I used to think, you know, they look like cigarettes in there. And that's pretty cool. So that remote right there sold, believe it or not, for $75. You ever see one of those hanging around out there? Grab it. The next one is a Lion King bag, vintage Lion King bag, right from the era it came out. And it's pink and blue, and is that Simba? And that one is pretty cool. I don't remember where I picked it up. I think it was a sale pretty close to home, and it was quite a while ago, and I just saw it, and I'm like, well, that's vintage. You can just tell it's vintage. And I picked it up and listed it for $25 plus shipping, and it sold, and I think this one went to a viewer. That one went out to Lindsay. Lindsay, thank you for the purchase. I appreciate it. And this one, I don't think went to a viewer. It is an SNES game. Find the right one. Donkey Kong. Nope, that's not it. Is it Donkey Kong? There it is. Yeah, Donkey Kong Country 2. And it sold for, I don't remember, $20 maybe? I think is what that one sold for. We'll say 20 bucks. Whoops. Not bad. I'm pretty happy with the next sales here. Some Creative Memories. We haven't sold that in a while, and I'm happy because I want to consolidate some bins. See, I have that bin back there and this bin, and we're close to consolidation. Getting really close. Some page protectors, and this is 2 different purchases here. And what is this one? Cute as Can Be. And those 2 sold for $55. Look at this. We still have a box here from Maryland. We've got 3 boxes from Maryland. You sent us a long time ago. I just realized they were still down there. We hadn't opened them. We had opened some of the other ones. So, Maryland, if you're out there, thank you for that. $55 plus shipping for those 2 right there. Not all Creative Memories is good, so don't buy it all. But there are some that look like this that are like, 10 bucks, and there are some. Apparently, Cute as Could Be is a good one. That sold for $45 and then $10. Right, Pepper? Right, girl. All right, I'm going to read you something really quick. It's a message I got the other day. And first, before I read it, I want you to realize that I'm not upset at anything at all. I'm not shook by this. I'm very, very used to this. But every once in a while, somebody sends me a kind of snarky comment, and I think it's a good time to talk about a few things just so that everybody who's watching me gets the right idea, and really so I feel a little bit better about myself, to be perfectly honest with you. Okay, here's the message. The only reason this guy is successful is due to having a YouTube channel. If you think you're going to be a successful picker buying items that sell for $20 and listing them on eBay, pack your bags. You're making $5 to $8 for items selling in the $20 range, depending on what you're buying them for. God forbid you get a return and you pay to ship your item back. Our society couldn't morally watch true pickers watch these clowns for comps. That's all. Don't follow. Okay. All right, I'm going to break this down 3 different ways. First, we're going to look at it at face value and see if those numbers are correct. First of all, they're not correct. So if you sell an item for $20 plus shipping, you're only making $5 on it, then you're paying way too much for stuff. I sell items all the time for $20, under $20. You see me sell stuff for, $6 plus shipping. It's all relative to the time you have to put into an item, and returns are an issue too, right? If you're doing high-risk items, $20 item isn't exactly a great item to pick up. It just isn't. If you're selling a receiver for 20 bucks, it takes a ton of time. It's a high return item. It's just totally not worth your time. But if you're doing something like this, holy cow, how easy is that, right? So let's look at those numbers a little bit deeper here. 20 bucks. Let's say there's $3 in fees on that item, and then the shipping is paid for by the buyer. Now, I'm assuming they're thinking it's plus shipping. Maybe it's not. And in that case, you might make around $10 an item. But if the shipping is paid for by the buyer, and you're buying an item for $1, which a lot of times I'll buy an item for $1 that sells for 20. I do that all the time. So you're looking at close to a $15 profit if your buy cost is low enough. $15 an item is perfectly fine. It's well worth my time, especially if it's something I don't have to clean, it's something I don't have to test, and it's something that's easy to ship. Now, I wanted to, you see Matt, Part-Time Pickers here, because he's got a different scenario, right? If I was living where he was living, I probably wouldn't be selling too many $10, $15 items. I just wouldn't be doing it. Now, the buy cost for him is probably a little bit more expensive than I pay around here. At times it's not. At times he's getting dirt cheap stuff. But man, first of all, he's got a great eye. He's a terrific picker out there, and he's buying some amazing stuff. So the value of the items he's selling is going to be higher. He also lives in a higher cost of living area, right? So you have to factor in everything. And there's pickers out there who live where he does, who are just making crazy amounts of money on specific items. And of course they shouldn't be selling Tupperware. That's a no-brainer. Now Matt's one example, and he is of course an amazing picker with an incredible eye. I've been picking with him myself, and he amazes me for sure. And there's other people you hear me talk about. Pete, Craigslist Hunter, you've heard me talk about him before. He has a completely different model. He's making far more on the reselling side than most anybody I know. And everybody has a different situation and a different scenario. I think this person who left this comment might get the wrong idea about me. I've never even claimed this is how you should do full-time reselling. As a matter of fact, I've said it multiple times if you listen to the channel. I often say that this is not the model for a full-time eBay reseller. Can you do it this way, this eclectic way? Sure, I know people who do. I've talked about it many times. There are people who pick similar styles to me and make a full-time living. It is possible. It takes a big-time hustle, takes a good eye, takes maybe an employee or two as well. It can be done. But if I were to actually depend on a completely full-time income just from reselling, even I would make a few changes. I just buy the things I'd love to buy. And if you can learn something from it, awesome. So all the YouTubers out there aren't clowns. Let me tell you what, absolutely every single YouTube reseller I know, they're very good at what they do. They may not need to bring in a full-time income, but almost I would say every single one of them that I know, they could bring in a full-time income if they had to, and they would knock it out of the park and sell even more. Now, I don't know every YouTube reseller, so I can't speak for all of them, but there are a ton of great eyes out there. When they're out picking, it amazes me all the time, and I learn from all of them. So my suggestion to people who watch YouTube, you know, newbies who are watching YouTube for the first, second, third, fifth, eighth time, whatever, trying to figure out, you know, which model I should use. My suggestion is you better figure out what your end goal is. If your end goal is a full-time income, this probably isn't the way you should do it. Okay, is it possible? Sure, it's possible. But it's probably not the most efficient way to do it. Finding a supplier of some sort, making connections, that's the best way to do it. Even niching down, if you live in certain areas, is a good way to do it. Some areas you niche down, you simply can't find what you need to find. To break it down, let me just say this. Everybody has a different situation. Where you're at, how much money you want to make / need to make. Some people are just hobbyists out there. But I do think that even if you're trying to make a full-time living doing this, that watching people on YouTube, whatever social media you're watching, you can always learn something. Even if you're niched down, you want to be dangerous in every category. You don't want to walk past a $500 item because you only sell golf clubs or because you only sell video games. There's so many folks out there that are niched down, but they're not exclusive. And they're really, really good pickers. Now, the next item is definitely an item that I would not pick if you're trying to make a full-time living, because not only did this not sell for a lot, it took forever to sell. But thank goodness it is the last one. If you've been watching the show, the last 2 years, I had like 5 of these, and it took that long to sell them all. ETA Cuisinaire, I don't know, I guess that's how you pronounce it. Attribute blocks, set of 60. I think this is like Montessori school type of stuff. And it's the very last listing that sold, and the price was higher. We've knocked it all the way down just to get it out of here. $7 plus shipping. But I realized that I made a pretty big mistake. I listed this as priority mail, and so it cuts off, you know, 2-pound priority mail, but that cuts off a lot of buyers on the West Coast for an item like this. Although I do that often, but this was an item I easily could have listed to go in here and just list it as at a flat rate and just say, hey, you know, $8.50, whatever, $8.90, $9 or something, and we probably would have sold it much quicker. But I didn't, and I didn't even catch it to the end. I'm sitting right here and I'm looking at that SupplyHut tape box, and I realize I need to thank y'all out there. I realized 2 things, actually. We need to do a giveaway, because the last picker video that we did was a sponsored video, and whenever we do that, we do a giveaway, and I totally forgot it till just now. So we'll run a giveaway on the very next Flipper episode. I've got to get it planned out and figure out what we're giving away here. But I also wanted to thank all the folks from last video who went over to SupplyHut.com and bought something, because SupplyHut is now sponsoring that SupplyHut out there, which is very cool. So thank you to Charlie. Get a 5% discount if you use code Commonwealth. I really do appreciate it. And in case you're wondering, no, I don't get free SupplyHut supplies. I wish I did, Charlie. I'm kidding. All right, check it out, y'all. This is, yeah, I think this should have been just, yep, there they are. They're all there. Some leotards. These are all Reagan's old ones. I don't know where they were hiding because they're really super small. The Blue Ridge Mama dug them out and decided to sell them. That is GK Elite, I think it is. There it is. And she usually buys these. They have a sale once a year for Reagan and buys them super cheap. And then we use them, and then we can usually make money on used ones from the original price. So she waits for that sale every year. So $18 for that one, plus shipping. Went to a viewer. All right, this one went to Wendy. Hi, Kevin. Found both your channels a couple months ago and have been binge watching all your episodes, old and new. Love NC Picker and American Arbitrage 2. Okay. But you, here we go. See, now you made my day. But you're the best, let's face it. Very nice. See, now that's how I can handle comments calling me a clown, because of people like you, so thank you. I'm not a reseller. I just enjoy seeing all the great vintage items that you guys find. Love your family and your pets as well. This is my first purchase, and hopefully many items to come. My granddaughter's in gymnastics too, and this will make a nice Christmas present for her. Take care, Wendy. Wendy, thank you, and thank you for reminding me about the holidays coming up and Christmas gifts, and we would like to buy some from y'all out there, and so we're working on those lists here, and hopefully sometime in October, maybe towards the end, we'll get it out there and see if any of you have any of the stuff that we would like to buy each other, and we'll start buying it from you guys instead of spending the money elsewhere. Thanks. At the 127, bought a bunch of sealed DVDs, some good, some not so good. This wasn't so good. It's actually very good because it's John Wayne and True Grit, but it only sold for $5 plus shipping. Still made a little money though. The next item, I am so super happy that this one is finally gone. And I guess I don't regret buying it, but let me tell you, when you buy a big item and it takes forever to ship, a lot of times I'll take these big items that I buy and I'll put them out in one of the outside sheds that's like for our personal use, just to get it out of the way, but I try not to do that too much. This hamper, you know what, it's heavy. There are shoes in there, I just realized. Let me get those shoes out of there. So first of all, this is a really, really cool hamper. I just couldn't pass it up when I saw it. Still has the handles. Those can be fragile. And I knew it was going to be a tough shipper, but I thought I could get around $100 for it. And I didn't. I got $75 plus shipping, but I'm still pretty darn happy with that. And I'm really happy that it's finally leaving here. This item right here, this Estee Lauder, I ran inside to grab it because it went with another item that was an item that was in here. So, ET and Drag. These two went out to Lindsay. Lindsay, thank you again. We appreciate it. $17.95 total, I think, for these, plus shipping. So we appreciate you very much. Hope you enjoy that. Those ET pins are awesome. I also want to take just a second to say thank you to all the folks who came to Uncle Mark's garage sale. We were able to raise $198 just from people giving donations for some merch. I just put a bunch of merch on the table and just said, hey, you know, give whatever you want. It's all going to Isaiah 117 house for the foster kids. Did I lose my... I did. Oh, you know what? I gave away one of my bracelets while I was there. That's why I didn't have it on this hand. And we chipped in an extra $52 from my family. We sent them $250. And now I can't find the boots that I'm looking for. Are they back there? Yeah, I think they're back there. Some lacrosse boots, I think. Yep, there they are. $35 plus shipping for those two. Bought these at a church sale for a couple of dollars in the early spring. They took a long time to sell, but they finally did sell, and at just the right time. You would think boots like this would sell at. So I'll definitely take that sale. $35 plus shipping. Aunt Y'all Pepper was in here for a long time because nobody knew she was in here and somebody shut the door, huh? But she still comes back for more, I guess. Mm-hmm. All right, Turner, you sold a, that's called a damn troll doll.
Oh. Am I allowed to say that?
No, you're not allowed to say that. You're funny, bud. That's what it's called. 1984, best year ever. Sold for $20 plus shipping, and it sold to Mike, I think Mike or Michael from Valley Forge Antiques. So thank you, Michael. We really do appreciate you. And that's definitely enough money for Turner to do what?
Save $1, spend $1, and donate $1. Bye.
Mike says, this is a damn cool vintage toy. I remember these when I was a kid and figured I could support you and share part of my childhood with my boy. As always, thank you for the content, Mike from Valley Forge Antiques. Mike, thanks so much. Sold some more Schlage doorknob, passage latch, deadbolt stuff. Two of one kind, one of another. And this is one of them, $16 for the hall closet one. I'll set that over here for a second and then see if I can find the right one here. This one, I think, is the right one. Single cylinder deadbolt, that's one. And there's another one right here. So two of these. And I'll go back and grab the other one because I only have one hand here because I'm carrying this camera. And they sold for, these two sold for $40 plus shipping. That one sold for $16. And we sold an Inaman on auction. Thank you, John. Bought an Inaman. Keep going down and down and down for the original Inaman. We always do sell. These go for quite a bit of money sometimes on auction, but these are always on CommonwealthPicker.com. And of course, John, we hope he gets things moving for you. I didn't see a message. I'm going to double check one more time. It might have been in the messaging system as opposed to on a purchase. But thank you, John, either way. Sold another video game. This is Crash Bandicoot, I think, Tag Team. It should be down here. There it is right there. I think this was 23 or so plus ship, I believe. I'll have to double check, but I think that's right. And that one's pretty cool. I'll take that. I think that was the 127 sale. So this is how I ship those. I get that question all the time. I wish I could tell you that SupplyHut has these. I think they have them in white, and that's the only color. I used to buy these blue, this exact same ones. All these I bought from SupplyHut last year, but the production over in China on these has given way to the craft paper ones. So I think these are out of stock for a long time to come, unfortunately, over there. And then I still like the craft paper ones. They do tend to tear a little bit, unfortunately, but I still use them because they're super cheap. And there you go. That's how I ship them, just like that. Every once in a while, you get those soft ones. You know, sometimes those Xbox ones aren't too great either, and I'll put a little something inside of it. But this usually does the trick, no problem. Now, if it's a $100 game, I'm doing something more than that. By the way, a quick thank you to Doug for buying planes for the Commonwealth Picker shipping table over on CommonwealthPicker.com. Had a couple of more clown sales here. Some Avon nail polish. And this one sold for $10 plus shipping, just black. And another clown sale. This one's cool. I bought a ton of this stuff. There was just different types, 4 different types, multi-quantity. They usually said, obviously this one sells around Thanksgiving, even though it's a Christmas scene. It's called Freedom from Want from Rockwell. And I don't know, I'm into them for like a dime. This one sold for $10 plus shipping. I put it in a record box and kind of extended a little bit and put a little bit extra to keep it from bending since it's, you know, not even a record. You know, record won't fold in half, but this would. So I put a little extra cardboard in it. It's got a great story. I usually give a little history lesson, but I think I'll reserve it as we get a little closer to the holidays, because we do have a few of these left. $10 plus shipping. All right, y'all, Reagan is super excited today because she says it's the best day ever. Why is it the best day ever?
Because Krispy Kreme, every fall they come out with a pumpkin spice donut, and you can only get them at fall, and it's delicious. Even though I don't like anything
Isn't it
else
still
pumpkin
summer,
spice.
though?
Two more days.
Oh, okay.
2 more days.
All right, very good. And she's been learning sign language, y'all. Can you do CWP in sign language?
Yep.
You can do it?
C, W, what was P?
I don't know.
No, I forgot.
Those two are easy.
No,
I can figure that one out. All right, next time you can do it.
Wait,
you had it the other day.
Hey. Oh my gosh. Ew. I can. You on the spot.
I sprung that on her, y'all.
Yeah.
She did not practice whatsoever. I
know how to do all the ABCs, but I had to go in order most of the times.
Gotcha. Okay, well, we're just going to read names because most people buy... Where are the bags at? The bags here? We used all. We still have some left, though, inside, no?
Yeah.
Just a few left, maybe? Mm-hmm. I don't know if we have any left at all, but not very many, for sure. A lot of people bought bags, T-shirts, even some old T-shirts. A couple of Enemen are headed out of here. Enema Men and stickers. Anyways, just read the names off for us today because there's a whole bunch.
Amy, Bruce, May, Gail, Leah, Alice, Lonnie? I can't read with your handwriting. And Abigail.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very, very much. We appreciate you, Reagan. And
bye. And don't forget to get your sticker at CommonwealthPicker.com.
All right, y'all. I am going to grab one more item today. I wasn't going to ship this out until tomorrow. Sorry, the AC's on here. It is Super Mario World Games. 17 plus ship, I believe is what it is. Or maybe 17 free ship. Hopefully with your mama. And this person was sending message after message after message saying, when are you going to ship it? When are you going to ship it? And I'm like, well, I don't have to ship it till tomorrow, but I guess I'll ship it today. Hey, I got a package in the mail from one of these clown YouTubers right here. Jimmy Old School Flips. Jimmy, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Sweetest hat in all of reselling right there. I mean, I love my hats for sure, and Matt's hats are awesome, but man, look at that thing. You must pay a fortune for that. And I've got one, and I'll put your sticker up as well, Jimmy. And here's his channel as well, but he's also part of Eric OBX Flips channel, and maybe even part of a new venture that a bunch of folks are putting together, a new channel to help some new resellers out. So thank you, Jimmy. I appreciate that, and I appreciate this right here. Hey, y'all, just wanted to say thank you again for stopping by, for watching the show. We really do appreciate it. Hopefully you get something out of watching the show. If nothing else, a little bit of companionship when you're listing. Tell me in the comments if you're listing while you watch this show. I know when I used to watch a ton, and I still do watch a ton. Matter of fact, every time I ship, every time I come in here and take pictures, I'm always watching somebody's show. I'm always trying to learn and get a little bit better. And I'm just curious what you're doing. Well, within reason. Don't tell me what you're doing if you shouldn't be doing it. But what are you doing when this show is on? And tell me also who else you watch. Tell me the other YouTube clowns you watch out there. Dave and Carrie, of course. NC Picker and American Arbitrage. They really are clowns. So, but even those two are pretty good pickers, I got to say. So thanks for joining us. Thank you for using the SupplyHut link. Don't forget to put code Commonwealth in there if you want a 5% off discount. We appreciate you, and I can't wait to see you next time. All right, Reagan has one more thing for y'all.
CWP.
All right, I hope you're right. Bye.